I'll turn off these. Let's go from the sketch. Now I will first explain to you what I did, how I what was my process with painting this illustration, with creating this illustration. Then we will see if I will, by the way, also show you around the stuff here with the brushes, or after I'm done with this process, with these steps, painting steps. So I first sketched this, obviously. Then I started painting a little bit with values, detail it, and we get this. Then how I got to here, with how I added colors, is in this way. I usually, when I do like start from black and white, how I later on add colors is this way. I add layers, and on the layer I'll switch from normal mode to color mode. This here. Oh, you probably cannot see it because of the frame thing. Wait, let me see if I can. Hold on. So we can do this way, I think. Yes, it's perfect now. Okay, so from normal mode, like this layer is now on normal mode, and you go to color mode. Click on that, and I would then take a basic soft brush. As you can see, there are many brushes here. At the beginning it will be most likely confusing to you at the start. Even to me it sometimes is. I'll have this on. So I don't know, I switch, let's say I pick this color. This is for skin, and of course I would be, if I would paint this for real time now, like I'm, you know, like starting from scratch, and I will be more careful, more precise. Now here I'm just explaining you what process I have, how I do the thing, do stuff. Let's say I want this woman, her skin to be lighter, so I go brighter yellow. You know, you're just adding the basic colors. Then their armor of these women's, they are they are green, right? From the original illustration I did. Breastplates. This one has a mask. This, let's say, a little bit greeny as well. This is like brown. This was gray also. You know, I might do add another color layer, but I mostly do it with just one. And once I'm done with just that, then I would probably also do something like this. Go here on the Go here on the adjustment layers, and I use a lot this color balance here. You see, color balance. Click on that. And I experiment around. You see how it changes colors with mid-tones. Then if I want to highlights to be, which means brightest color or value, to be some kind of yellow like this. Then go over to shadow, maybe, you know, dark blue. or I might sometimes it's it kind of ruins me if I add all of them, like all of the tones, the highlights, mid-tones, shadows, because sometimes I want separately to add the bright and the dark, so then I will perhaps just use color balance adjustment layer only for mid-tones, then do another color balance and then switch to shadows, you know, the Lego shadows, and add those darks. Then you see on every adjustment layer it automatically comes with mask on it, or mask, I don't know how you say mask, let's say mask. So not Elon Musk, Elon Musk. So with masks you receive them, you can then, what I do, Control I hides that mask with black mask, let's say mask, okay. Then this one, Control I, and it hides. Then what I do, I reveal and hide now the information I need from them. This one, let's say I was light, this one was darkness. So now with the basic brush, soft brush, I'm having here, you see, black and white. So from here, as you noticed, black hides, white reveals. So now I'll play with revealing and hiding. I'm like now painting with black and white, revealing and hiding. So you see I'm using now white to reveal the light, like this. And now on the adjustment color balance for darkness, I'll do this, reveal the darkness I need here. I'll add darkness there, so to say. And if I think somewhere is too much, I'll switch, you see here, to black, and then I will hide it that way. So then I'd add a layer, normal layer, just for you know, drawing, painting, I'll name it like that, so I would be organized. I would still be with the basic brush, and by the way, these two are the main basic Photoshop brushes that, you know, they are default Photoshop brushes that comes with Photoshop, you know. So these are not these you do not receive from my collection of brushes. So I, you know, often start with just default Photoshop brushes. Because those two I like the most from the Photoshop. This one is like wet sponge, which I really like from, you know, Photoshop. So now I, you know, sketch around. From the original illustration I had some kind of rocks, and sometimes I would use my own illustration to Photoshop some textures. In my portfolio I had like Necromancer Queen Katya, hold on, this one. So I'd, you know, cut this like this, layer copy, then right click on it, where is duplicate layer, there it is, duplicate layer, to the reckoning, this here, as you can see. Obviously I do not leave it like that, use it only as guidance for what I need or what I want to create. So I wanted some kind of, then, you know, like I wanted them on some kind of rocks or something. It wasn't really important. I didn't on the, you know, on the ground. Would then merge those two. So then I guess, let's say I pick from that, from here. Use this brightness, bright color. Like so. And as you can see, I had them like a little bit below on some kind of pillars on the sides. So I will do then this, merge all of these to painting like that. Control T, put her there. Control T, I landed her somewhere here. Deselect. Now I'm using smudge brushes. For the smudge brushes, okay, now it's maybe perhaps a good time to explain a little bit brushes that you're having now from this collection. Now I found this through the help of one of my friends. These few brushes that are really actually meant for comic, Japanese comic, which is manga, drawing, not really for smudging, painting, you know. But I use it as for painting and smudging because for some reason it works really well for me in that way. It's really meant for comic, Japanese comic kind of drawing, that, you know, manga style. It's this these, how many? 5, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, these 6. I don't usually use this and this one. Sometimes I'll use those two for skin painting. At this point I didn't. Maybe when I'm painting from like really close, like I will do, let's say, a portrait painting, then maybe perhaps I'll use those two because it has a texture. And this is, I don't know, I sometimes use it as a smudge, and this one sometimes, but the main ones I use for the smudge tool are these two. So this one I actually use for smudging, this one, like this, to smudge and blend in the image together with the... Okay, it's loading now because it's on high resolution. Sorry about that. I should probably have had this. Let's switch now, actually. So, no, even now it's okay. Never mind. It's so I will, you see, smudge it like this, blend in, have some texture. Thanks to this brush. And this one, then I'll like go to this one. Anyway, it's even, it says there manga version. So I will use this one for as painting brush. kind of acrylic referencing wait, hold on, what's the word? Acting, yes, acting as acrylic paint. Now, in the older versions of Photoshop, this is the only thing that's not working well in the older version of Photoshop with this brush. It's not this, it doesn't work like this, it's not like this strong. So you see there is like on the smudge brush tool there is strength, and it's usually like, it works like it's on 5, like this, you see. But here in this new Photoshop I can add the strength to 100% and it's working like this. So I could use for various things to paint this, maybe even, you know, like abstract painting style. I'll do this with the background. You know, I'm careless, don't really, at this stage I don't care about the precision or anything. I'm just caring about the form, because you see I'm painting as if I would paint traditionally. I would have like big canvas and some oils and, you know, tubes with colors and paint, so like that. So see, this is perfect. I'll switch back to a brush, and my favorite within the one of the favorite brushes for painting usually is this one. Is for when I'm sketching. See, small, and it's meant for sketching. But when I'm painting, I usually, for the sharp thing, I use this for strong blend of, you know, paint, and there is some texture with that brush. That one. There are really a lot of brushes here. I could take like hours to go through them all that I use. Sometimes, you know, not sometimes, I have quite a few brushes that, you know, as you see, there are quite a lot of brushes I use in kind of, how to say, mediocre, or I use so and so, but just a few are like my main for the painting when I'm detailing, you know. At this moment it's not really slow process, and when you zoom in and adding details. So this is somewhat like medium stage, so I'll just I go really quick, and also through these, often changing these brushes, so you'll have to experiment through them mostly for yourself, as every individual, every potential artist has his own way of you know, figuring stuff out. So these here are mainly for drawing and painting within this main regular brush tool. I say that and showing this within this basic and regular brush tool because I'll be explaining to you this one here with the water drop, which is mixer brush tool that I use for blending colors and painting in a you know, in a way as I would traditionally paint with oils. In older version of Photoshop there will be like just this one brush tool with an option like here to select through view, and you would have that, you would see that under that option here, like this icon, brush with a droplet. But here in the latest Photoshop, there is you know, they are separated away with just one you know, like not few options if you right click on it, like here. So you have like one brush here. This is like what's this, pencil tool. I do not really use that. And this is color replacement tool. I never use this, to be honest, now with this, because I'm kind of new with this new Photoshop when it comes to these tools, but I never experimented with that because I don't need it. And here is the mixer brush. So this view here I use for sketching with actual like pencil sketch and painting sketch. These first 6 brushes. Then lots of here other, more than half of brushes here are more like on for the concept art, for concepting, you know, whether you're doing environment concept art or you know you're just sketching. And for example this here is like a cloud brush, you see this here, this. So brushes like that I'll leave to you to see for yourself. It's pretty much self-explanatory. These are leaves for that, the particles and so on and on. This here sometimes I use for, you know, like if I need textures on clothes, if I have regular clothes, my characters wearing this one. I don't know, I never used this one. Sometimes, but really rare. So, you know, with few of them I feel like maybe I don't need, I should probably remove them, delete them, but it's there now because it has like a cool effect thing. So perhaps maybe I'll sometimes when I'm doing some weird or some kind of specific concept art, maybe it will come in handy. So I guess a tiny few I keep for that kind of situation. And you see lots of these here I do use when I'm painting big illustrations or environmental illustrations. This is like a bird thing. So once you pass those, you have few more now again for the painting, like this one that has some kind of texture which is imitating the traditional kind of painting thing. Brush with the texture, this here as well. And again, now again some brushes for the concept art. This is like a excuse me, rock. These are the for the light effect, like light rays. Now the chain brushes, the particles, some more of particles again. These I explained, they use for the smudging thing. Now this as well sometimes I use when I need to paint something soft. Let's see what happened with the music. Okay, that's cool music in the back. And now these two I use for mixer brush. I could use them sometimes as regular brushes, as markers, but these two are good for the blending, as blending brushes. Then I switch from here to that mixer brush, which is, see that it says mixer brush, a brush with the water drop. And these settings are now important. I remember watching one artist using like there is an option to use like a actual textures. If you pick, I don't know, like from here, this part, it will imitate that thing. But I do not really need that, so I don't use it. I didn't look into it. How I just normally pick, like use the this pick selector or however it's called to just pick the color, and then I'll just use texture brushes or texture brush. So my favorite mixer brush is only this one for when I'm painting. Yeah, so to finish, the settings are important here. Wetness I put to 100%, load I put to 100%, flow I put to 100%. I keep this on. Sometimes it feels like it doesn't matter, but I tend to have this checked, enabled, so to say, because originally I remember once one artist was explaining this and it made sense. Enable airbrush, what? Enable airbrush style build up effect. So it's somewhat helpful to have even more that imitating traditional kind of painting. Now this mix I skipped because I wanted to say that this also you will need to be experimenting on your own, figure out. For example, I put this to 0 when I do not want for mixer brush to pick oils, not oils, colors from the canvas, like like traditionally, originally you would have if you were physically painting. And the bigger the number is, the more realistic would be, like the more it will pick the colors from the canvas with your brush with oil color. So let's put this mix to 100%, and you see how it's now picking up the color from the canvas, even though I have this yellowy kind of color. It's not yet there here because it's mixing with the canvas color. Now I place this to, let's say, 20, so it kind of mixes and like, and doesn't. So that's more also good way to usually put on 20% for starters, while at the beginning, until you start to figure out your needs and stuff. So that's that about the mixer brush. And as I said, so that's my main brush for that I use as for oil painting as mixer brush, and I have this too for blending when I want to blend the colors. See, like this. Again, you will need to also, it depends how strong it is with the brush. With this brush that I use is for blending in the colors, I'll need to, I don't know, see, experiment, probably put it on 100, and you see how it's blending in nicely. So that's it about the mixer brush, and the rest of these here working in similar way, and lots of them also are meant for concept art, for concepting. So this here is very useful. I use them. But it's pretty much self-explanatory. These, what I said now was only thing. That's how I, that's pretty much the whole part of how I paint and draw. The rest of this is, as you could see yourself, it's quite similar, and many of them just concept art, because I also do concept art often, and I do scenes, environment paintings, so I would at the early stage use them mixed with some photo bashing sometimes. And one more thing that is worth saying is here at the bottom of these brushes you will have not really meant for painting, drawing or anything, these sampled brushes. These are grids for the perspective. That's very useful when I am sketching or drawing like environment, and I need specific to draw from specific perspective. I'll have it wait, is it me or oh, it's because it's on mixer brush, sorry, hold on, let's put it back there, go back to basic brush, and now let's say I want perspective, and there I add some grid for the perspective. That's how I use that for when I'm sketching some environment, if I am not sure of the perspective. So that's about it when it comes to the mixer brush for oil-like painting or acrylic-like painting. And the other thing very useful to me with these brushes, so this one is famous artist, I forgot his name. He gifted us few let's play something relaxing. Few of the brushes I think he created himself, texture brushes imitating the canvas on, like for oil painting. So often I'll use this, and that's why some people can't figure out if I painted first traditionally. That's because I imitate well the traditional style of painting, thanks to these brushes. So you see, I use it like that. Sometimes use this, for painting. So that's about it. And one more thing worth mentioning. Let's go to my other favorite brush for painting. It's here. So is brush settings. Now here you go here, and I usually have these on: protect texture, smoothing, build up. Noise is usually not checked on the brushes, and it's like this, and I check it like this. I then click on this chain to always be on, not so that I don't need always to come to brush settings and enable it, because I'm often, as I work, switch between the brushes. So I all the time I want this noise effect on my brushes, so that's why I lock it like this, so it's always on. It creates that not sure how to explain that one. It adds some kind of noise, like it adds a bit of sharpness or that grain. As you can see here, I have this layer specifically for noise. I'll show you in a bit. The noise effect adds some kind of sharpness and some kind of atmospheric grain thing. It's used in the in the modern cinematic in modern movies, in cinemas, and on the good resolution screens. And even now these graphic cards on PCs have like mine here, AMD software has noise to be on the screen, and it's really cool when you're watching a movie. It has that noise thing. It's very cool, and lots of artists use it. Some overuse it, and mistakenly, I guess, they are still fresh with it, and they get overboard with it, and it gets burned and doesn't look good. And I'll show you now. This is how it looks this is how it looks normally. I go through to the I add layer, go fill it with gray color. So see, I add a gray layer as a background. Go to, let's see, what was it? Yeah, filter, noise. Here it is, noise. Add noise. Amount 12.5 is what I use on the uniform. Click OK, and then that layer mode you put on. Layer you put on from normal mode, you switch to overlay. So you see how it adds that effect thing. Now this is big illustration, so it doesn't look bad even though it's on 100%, but like with anything, I don't want to go overboard, so I experiment with that, and you'll need to see that for yourself. I put it on 30%, so it doesn't when it goes to overboard, it can if you have a large illustration, and when you zoom in you have many small details you painted, and it goes to waste when you add a noise like that to 100%. It over burns your canvas. So you see, I add just a little. It's like there, like kind of also resembles again like it's painted on the canvas. So let's go back. So you see, I explained to you how the brushes a little bit. And this video lasts already for 45 minutes. Goodness, 45 minutes, wow. Didn't expect that actually. So this is more or less my process, how I do stuff from here on. Actually, yeah, this again also. Sorry, I'm kind of switching back and forth. I shown you in I also gave leave the photos I used. As photo bashing. So you see this photo I used as reference to see to know the anatomy, how it works. This lady, I forgot it. I should be crediting the photographer for and model here for these two. I don't wanna, steal anything. I found them on DeviantArt. He's offering it for free, but it would be nice for me to credit them, and I forgot the name. Sped me, god damn it. This is obviously me. I edited a little bit. I was holding something stand for my phones, for my headphones. So I drew I had sketched like a sword and yeah, stuff added here. Anyways, this I didn't look into much, so probably, yeah, this will not be in the folder for you to take. I'll remove this once I'm done recording. You probably won't see this photo because I don't want to confuse you. I didn't use this for our illustration. I like because it's in the style of the woman I used there, in the sense of clothing and stuff. But I didn't even look at the pose, at the anatomy, and at the clothing. I used nothing out of that. So I'll probably have this tree in the photo reference and photo bashing, the photos I used for to add, some details. Like you see this face and this part here. For that I used this old coin. See this face and this thing. I added there. Then I got away background. I oil paint this, smudge that, add my own thing. I destroy completely the coins, textures and stuff, so you will never be able to find and discover the source of the photo. Perhaps maybe only the face, but the face I also kinda changed, overpainted and stuff. So it won't be very much noticeable. But that is not saying it because it's cheating and I'm trying to hide. No, it's just sometimes for some small details I paint with photos. Sometimes, not always. Especially when I want to fasten up the process. This is Blasphemous music, by the way. Blasphemous game, amazing game. I got those soundtracks from the game I purchased. Got a digital copy of the album, the game's album. Anyways, you see the planet here. This is the one I used. And from this photo, I only used this small part for this here. And that's about it. Rest of this I painted, and at the beginning I shown you how I started with this floor background thing. Oh, actually I forgot, I wanted to explain the nebula photo, this at the back. I lost the photo. I don't know where it is. Let me just quickly check. Oh, here it is. Set it here. So obviously I cut away, I remove the background, use this, a little bit of this part. The cool trick I'm gonna show you is when I do intend to use a bits of photo, I could, if I want, I can go to filter. Let's see if it's I think it's in stylize. No, it's not. It's render. Yes, I think it's different clouds. No, wait. Noise. Oh, it's here under noise. I think this one, dust and scratches. Yes, it's this one. So here, the more threshold you have. No. Wait, let me see how I remember how it works. Oh, yeah. So the threshold, when you leave it on... Wait, what? Hold on, just... I think it's like this. It takes time to load. And I recently discovered this. Oh yeah, it's this. It's like this. So I experiment with radius. And let's say I put it on 77, I get like only this, but I wanted the form, the circle form, to know in which direction I'm going, but I also didn't want to completely use the photo, so I will have it like this, and then okay, click OK, and then it looks like it's, you know, a little bit painted or sketched or whatever. And then as you can see, I left it behind. Then I continued painting, and as you can see, some of the brush strokes, the stars, I also painted and stuff. So yes, that. Let me see what else. The rest of this is pretty much what you can see. The process. There, I actually first sketched what I wanted at the back, then added that photo thing, then I continued painting, detailing, and pretty much that is the whole process of mine for the thing. So, goodness gracious, this is already 53 minutes. I elaborated a little bit about the brushes, about my process, how I do things, and that is about it. Hopefully this is helpful to you and it explains some stuff. You can try to do similar kind of illustration, to try to copy this thing here. For that reason I left the photos I use as reference and for photo bashing, and for you to see here the process starting from the sketch, so you could try to follow. That's it for you artists, and if you're, you know, for other collectioners or fans or whoever who love this painting, you have full resolution here files to print it. Obviously it's meant for personal use only, like cannot profit out of this. I will know, don't worry if you do try to profit out of this. I'm joking. Anyways, I mean, well, I'm not joking, I would discover. So even if, yeah, never mind. So you have this illustration, this art piece for printing, and if you're an artist and you want to see my to learn a bit and to see my inside process of the, to get some, you know, some insights of my process, how I work, I tried to share here. I don't know, I tried to combine, to, you know, share everything I know so far, as quickly as possible in shorter time I could. Anything more deeper or in detail about the software itself, about the stuff what you can do here, and about the painting, stuff like these. It's meant more for I guess for could I say, I don't know, one-on-one teaching probably, or for mentoring. I mean to say anything more than that is probably then would be like a lesson or mentoring. So I guess this is like not really a tutorial, but kind of like some kind of tutorial, I guess. I don't know. I hope you find this useful to you, and it's my me giving you a Christmas present, gifting you some knowledge. I took time to learn over the years. A lot of devotion, discipline, struggle, consistency, and so forth. And hopefully this will be used to you, and one day you can also do amazing artworks of your own, and let me know anyways if this was helpful or not. Thank you for sharing and supporting my art accounts. Additionally, if you enjoyed this video, you can follow me on me over on Twitch and YouTube for the art videos and art related videos, and I guess sometimes I have there some personal blogs, personal matters. I also sometimes like to share that, and in being successful artist also involves some self discipline, some inner discipline, not only the profession itself, this visual artistry, painting, visual creation, with painting and drawing, designing and stuff. So if you want to be a really successful artist, you should also, that's at least what I do, spend some time with yourself, on self-discipline as well. I know it's quite a lot of work. And what else do they want to say? Yes, I think that is all. Thank you very much. And you can also join my community I created for people, a place for us to hang out there, for nerds, for gamers, everyone alike. Gamers alike. If you're also into spirituality and self-knowledge, that's also a good community to be in. And as beside art, that is main thing, of course. That's why I guess I named it Art Gods and Nerds. Because that server reflects me, what I do, and I'm always looking for like-minded people, of course. So links for those I think I'll also leave, but those are not optional to follow to get these rewards. So probably you'll just follow my art social accounts and share on few of them also my some of my work, or I'll see what options I have with that app that I will be using for the tasks that would need to be completed, and these other stuff like Discord server, Twitch, would be optional. Yeah, that Twitch and Discord is like, if you enjoyed this, if you enjoy my company and so on. Thank you very much, and I hope you have nice holidays, enjoy with your family, or vacation if you're on your own, or with your significant other partner or friends or whatever. Both, So enjoy your holidays, enjoy this and many other Christmas presents, and see you later. As always, stay well and stay creative. Ciao, ciao.